Hello and welcome to USTS, the Ultimate Sports Training Show. I'll be your host for today's show, Bob Lemire. And I got a special guest, man, as I say this to a lot of my guests, because everyone that's on my show has some talents, and this guy's got many talents. 33 years young, and as I seen his bio the other night, it's like he's lived 2 lives already. This guy's been around, and we're going to talk to an avid sports fan, sports player, catcher, baseball catcher, good part of his life, and we're going to talk about that because that's a special person right there. Nick Valente.
Exactly.
I've been practicing Valente for a couple of minutes now, and I knew Valente would come out. Sorry about that, Nick, but welcome to the show, bud.
All right, just got to correct you. Try it again.
Nick Valente.
Now let.
Oh.
How many times did we practice that one?
And I wrote down Nalette, yeah. I wrote down oh my God. Well,
it's all right.
All right.
I use that Latino influence in my game.
It's been a long morning, I'll tell you right now. 5 coffees later and I'm out of my mind. All right. Oh, sorry about that, Nick. Yeah, we knew we'd get it wrong anyway.
That's right.
Tell me a little about yourself, Nick, and we'll get going.
How far back do you want me to start? Or I'll start now and work my way back?
There you go.
All right. Well, I live in New Hampshire.
Right.
I'm currently in Bedford. I just moved over there. I have a beautiful wife and three kids. I got a 5-year-old boy, 3-year-old boy, and a 10-month-old girl. And life's wonderful. It's awesome.
I don't know how you get it. I don't know where your energy comes from because all you got to do is say 3 kids like that, and my energy just sucks right out of me.
You know, you become more efficient sometimes when you're so busy. That's how I feel. I don't know.
Well, yeah. Do you sleep at night?
Yeah, we get good sleep.
Wow.
We've sleep trained them pretty well.
Well, I've got my you're 33, my daughter's 34, and she's got 3. And grandchildren. One's 12, so she takes care of the other 2
Nice.
at a lot of times, you know. But when they come over, I'm exhausted when I'm done. I mean, you're going to play, and you're going to play a lot, and they don't get tired. So you're always playing or getting them ready. It's unbelievable. Yeah.
Both of our sets of parents, my wife's and mine, live really close. Pretty close.
God, that's perfect.
So, like, for example, we'll bring my kids over to my parents' house, and their dog, who's a golden doodle, like when we leave, he doesn't wake up for another, 24 hours. He's more tired than my parents.
That's funny. Yeah. Because he'll hang around with the kids, and they there's nothing like and those are beautiful dogs. I love those. The kids love the dog, and he's tired.
Yeah.
That's wild. Nick, so there's a million things we're going to start. I don't know where to start, but I'm going to start with you. It's a sports show, but we can go off in a lot of directions. By the way, Nick was, and I threw these I throw these notes together really quick. So pardon me if I'm wrong. I was wrong with the Valente to the
I kind of like that.
No, yeah, that's even better, huh? Yeah,
I'm gonna stick with that.
The Valente show. Well, it's funny because I'll start it this way. How long have you been working at L3 Harris? He works at Health.
2 years.
2 years. So 2 years ago, when Nick first started, it's a funny little story, or it's a weird story. Synchronicity. Synchronicity, is that what they call it? Synchronicity. I walked by Nick's office, and I seen a picture of Louis Tiant. And I stopped. I walked in. And I go, this is a young kid. Huh? Hey, what are you doing? Oh, I like Louis Tiant. I'm like, he played 20 years before you were born, right? And we started talking about it. And I said, I got to get you on the podcast. That was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And we've been putting it off. So you're on the podcast, and today he's getting laid to rest. Imagine.
Wow.
I mean, is that a
Full
coincidence?
circle. No, I don't know.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah. we didn't plan that.
We didn't plan it, but it
no.
just, and I'm like, wow. Because when you said you were going to come on, and then he just died last week, I said, wow, that's wild. And then we got the date, and here he is getting late to, probably right now as we speak, it's 10:30, who knows.
Where? I mean, he's from Cuba. Where is he?
I have no idea. I didn't get into
maybe up in Massachusetts somewhere?
I don't know. He was all over. He played for a lot of teams.
Yeah.
Cleveland, New York, Boston. I mean, the guy was everywhere. Probably my favorite. And I got a little story I'll tell you a little bit later about. I probably did about Louis Tiant and myself.
Yeah, I want to hear that.
By the way, so he was your favorite player? Or
No. But right before I ran into you for the first time, my dad and my father-in-law we went down to Fenway to a game.
Okay.
And before the game, we got there a little early,
Right.
and we went. We were outside the park getting a sausage sub, and right next to the sausage was a tiny little table,
Jesus.
and Louis Tion sitting there,
Ah,
right in a
Jesus.
little tiny little table.
Oh, yeah.
And
Autographs?
my dad like nudges me. He goes, "Look at that." He goes, "I think that's Louis Tion." Because he's so old and he was
Yeah,
so
yeah. Oh,
old
yeah.
and,
Oh,
and
yeah.
small, sitting there.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, like he's got a little stack of like pictures of
Right.
himself
Oh,
there,
yeah.
and then a couple ladies walk up and get his autograph.
Oh, there you go.
And he perks right up, and he gets
does.
up, and he's
Best.
smiling and
He's the
everything.
best.
And so we go over there and we're talking to him.
Yeah, yeah.
And my dad's just reminiscing with him about, oh man, I used to use your moves when I
That's
was
right.
playing.
And we all did.
You
Yeah.
know, and-
No one pitched like
Yeah.
that. Oh, that's funny.
So it was really cool. We get to meet him. He told us a little bit about
Yeah.
back in the day when he came from Cuba.
Yeah.
And all that.
Oh, just a nice
it was,
guy.
it was awesome.
Yeah, I was Jesus. It had to be 25, 30 years ago. I was working at Wang, and at lunch I used to go to this little restaurant for lunch. Mama Mary's or something in Methuen, and all of a sudden I go in, and everybody knew me because I always was there. Bob, look who's in the other room. Nobody there except Louis Tion. I went, whoa. Go get an autograph. I said, oh, all right. I went in. How are you, Mr. Tion? You're
So
the
nice.
best guy. You're the best I've ever. I used to imitate you playing ball.
Yeah, he talks like that.
Yeah. So I says, he goes, what is your name? And my best friend Bob. All that. So I went back. To my seat, and I got 3 guys at work that I worked with. We were all supervised and stuff, and we're all baseball fans. And I says, I got to get them each one of an autograph. I mean, they'll go crazy. So I asked them to give me a piece of paper, and I ripped it into 3s.
Okay.
All right. I got 3 little pieces of paper, and I walked back in, and I go, Mr. Tion. And I was giving him the papers, and he goes, what is that? No. He grabbed the papers and threw them in the barrel. And I thought I insulted him. Like, what am I asking too much? I give you a picture. And I says, oh. And every one of the pictures to my favorite friend, Jim, to my favorite friend,
Was
Don.
it the same one that he gave me?
It probably
Yeah,
was.
that black and white one, that card. No, probably a different one.
I had it, and I had it at Wang, and then when I left Wang, I don't know if I left it there or not. I mean,
Yeah.
you know all the paraphernalia you had in your whole life, and where is it today?
Yeah.
But anyway.
But yeah, it's good for stories. When you see it. And
Oh, yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And you still have it at the...
Yeah.
I probably saw it, but I'm out of my mind here. So you've been a catcher.
Yeah.
All right? When you played ball, and you played Little League, Babe Ruth, high school...
Legion. Yeah.
Legion, and college.
Uh-huh.
So you played for 100 and something years,
Pretty
right?
much, yeah.
And a catcher, most of them. Catcher and third base.
Yeah, for most of them, starting young, I was playing in the pitcher,
Right.
infield,
Right.
outfield, everything.
Right.
But as I got older, I kind of moved into the catcher spot.
Catcher spot.
Yeah.
It's the craziest position ever. Because I always played ball myself. I told you. I used to be a pitcher. And there's a thing between pitchers and catchers.
It's beautiful.
Everyone else
Most
is
of the
standing around in the infield and the outfield for probably 75-80% of the game.
Yeah.
Just hanging. We're not stopping. We're exhausted.
Yeah.
And so you started. When did you really start catching? When was the
Little League.
in Little League?
It's about 12 years old. But yeah.
Yeah, and they just threw you back to sit try it out.
Well, I grew up in Goffstown, New Hampshire.
Right.
And they have a powerhouse of a Little League.
Okay.
And they
Yeah.
always have.
Yeah.
When I was going, there was over 400 kids in the Little League.
Oh, imagine.
They still got a lot, but
Yeah.
it's one of those little leagues where it's state championship,
Yeah.
Bristol,
Yeah,
Connecticut, or
okay.
bust,
Yeah.
type of thing. So,
Yeah.
we had a really good all-star team there, and so I caught for them, and we
Wow.
we went to the finals that year.
Yep.
Against Portsmouth, won the first game, lost the second two. Like one of them was an extra innings, and it was a heartbreaker.
Yeah. Of course.
So I'm catching, and I still. It's like one of these memories I'll never forget. I'm catching, and my buddy Kobe is pitching, and so end of the game, he throws a meatball like right down the middle, and this kid just clocks it and it walk-off homer to win the state championship. And I'm still visioning, like just catching, watching that ball go, and that kid did really well. He went played for Maryland after in college, did really well.
Jesus.
But after that, transitioned to Babe Ruth, did some catching there, and then went to high school in Manchester at Trinity High School.
Right.
And my first year there, I wasn't catching, but
Was as a freshman, you mean?
Yeah, as a freshman on the
they got
junior
big
varsity
guys,
screen, varsity team. But the senior was a catcher on the varsity team, and so he moved on. So my second year in high school,
Popped right in.
some of the guys were like, "Hey, we know you caught and Babe Ruth and Lily and everything. Would you ever think about catch?" Because they didn't have one. I was like, I don't know. If I kind of had enough of that, And they're like, it's an automatic. You can you'll be on the varsity right away. I'm like, okay. So I started catching and never stopped since. And
Jesus,
we had a great team.
Isn't it? I love the game, and I miss it because as you get older, and as you get older, you've got other responsibilities. The game, to play anyway.
Yeah.
I tried to play with my brother-in-law, and I think I was 52, and that was like 15 years ago. Whatever. I'm an old guy now, and these guys were ready. They were from high school to Legion or whatever they were, and they never
Legion.
stopped. And I didn't play for 25, 30, 40 years.
Yeah.
And it's like, all right, I'll play. And I lasted like 4 games. I was in the outfield, dove for a ball, which I didn't have to dive for, and snapped my hand in half. But my glove, when I hit the ground, the glove. So that was it. my baseball days were over, which is probably better because I probably got really hurt. People say, "Oh, what a passive game." No, it's a fast game. Once you have to make the quick move, you better be quick, and you can get it. Well, a catcher.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of the craziest positions in the world. I mean, think about this piece of wood that somebody's holding that could crush your skull or whatever, which is missing you each time he swings by 4 or 5 inches. And your thing is to catch this ball, which is going in every direction with a high speed.
Yep.
Yeah, I can see where your brain would just be mush after a while. Yeah.
But you make a good point about baseball. It's slow until it's fast.
Until it's fast.
And we'll get to it, I'm sure, later. But I used to work on ships, and it's a slow moving versus like an airplane, right? Moving real fast, or a jet.
Yeah.
On these cargo ships, they're real slow.
Right.
So it's slow moving.
Yeah.
But until something goes wrong, and all of a sudden you only have seconds to react, right? So it's kind of like baseball as well, right? You got to be ready at all times.
Well, the thing is, and the problem is, see, a pitcher and a catcher are moving all the time. So,
besides them, yeah.
Yeah. So you're always moving, and your body, even though it's exhausted. But when you're out there in the field and it's a slow game, you're just standing there and you're getting tight. You're slow. You're not ready. So then you make that quick move when the ball's hit.
Exactly.
That's how you get really hurt.
Yeah, especially up here in New Hampshire when it's cold in the spring.
Oh,
you're
Jesus,
playing
yeah.
high school ball or something.
Oh, yeah, you're
or it's late in the fall.
Yeah.
And you're just cold and
You learn how to dress. You learn how to dress. That's for sure. Wow, that's good. And so, and you played for did you play for the you played Merchant Marine Academy?
Yeah. So I towards the end of high school.
Right.
I knew I wanted to continue playing.
Right.
So I wanted to go to college.
Right.
My parents got me kind of on this, just like did a video, kind of like a studio, just like took some videos of me catching, blocking, hitting and stuff. And there was like this recruiting website type of thing where coaches can come on and take a look, and stuff like that. So that was one of the ways that I was trying to get noticed. And I was playing Legion at the time that summer. So it was junior year going into senior year of high school. And by the way, Legion, I just want to say, it was like the most fun baseball time of my life, playing Legion ball. It was just so much fun, because the pressure's off a little bit. You're playing in the summer, in the afternoons with, your buddies. Right. And anyways, and Legion right now, it's not as popular as it used to be because AAU travel teams and stuff are really picking up. But I hope that gets picked up a little bit more as we go. Because, the AAU stuff is kind of diluting like that small town, athletics.
Yeah.
But anyways, going back to that, I had just finished up a Legion baseball game in Gill Stadium in Manchester. And I saw a missed call on my cell phone. And it was a voicemail. I pick it up real quick. Hey, this is so-and-so from Merchant Marine Academy, blah, blah, blah. As soon as I heard the word Marine, I hung up.
Wow.
And then I went home. It was later at night. Like just finished dinner, and my mom's there. I'm like, "Oh, hey, mom. By the way, somebody called me from some Marine school. I don't know." She goes, "What are you talking about?" I'm like, something. She goes, "So let me listen to it." So later on, Nick, come downstairs. And she's like, "We gotta go check this place out."
Wow.
I go, "Why?" She goes, "It's free." I'm like, "What?" She's like, "I'm Googling. I'm looking it up right now online." So it's the U.S. Merchant Marine Academy. Right. It's one of the 5 federal service academies in the U.S.
Right. Yeah.
You have West Point, Navy, Coast Guard, Air Force, and Merchant Marine Academy.
Okay.
And it's in Kings Point, New York, in Long Island. And my mom's actually from Queens,
Oh, Jesus.
so she got family down there.
Oh,
So she's
loving
like,
it, yeah.
let's at least go down there and check it out.
Yeah.
We go see her, so go, my godmother, see her, my cousins and stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, fine, I'll go check it out. So we went and checked it out. Met the baseball coach, and I fell in love with it right away. It was awesome. I loved wearing the uniform.
Yeah.
I loved
Good for you.
doing all that stuff. And
yeah. And you caught? Did
yeah,
you catch
yeah,
for
and
them?
I got to catch for the Division three school. So we played a lot of region, like Pennsylvania, Connecticut,
Right.
some New York schools.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus, that's pretty cool. And so 4 years there. Did you start catching right off the bat?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I got to start. Yeah.
Because a lot of times you already have somebody who's been there for a couple.
Yeah, so they had someone that just graduated,
Yeah, and that was it.
Me and another guy from Georgia, from right outside Atlanta, where came in as freshmen. We were kind of vying for the catcher spot.
Yeah.
We kind of took turns a little bit,
Right.
But I caught most of the year,
Wow.
and it was
That's pretty
good.
cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. And you and so you I saw that you were in the one deployment in the Middle East. What's that about?
Well, I guess I should preface when you go to the Naval Academy, you
Right.
graduate and you can take a commission in the Navy and you become a naval officer and you go active duty.
Right.
Same with West Point, you take a commission, go into the Army, active
Right.
duty.
Right.
The Merchant Marine Academy is kind of is unique, and the mission of the school was established, or the school I guess was established in the 40s during World War II,
Right.
to train guys to go out and work on our supply vessels that were bringing all the cargo over to Europe.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
So it was a pipeline of those types of things. So the mission still holds today to train guys that can work on like cargo ships,
Right,
out,
right.
that can supply the U.S. military,
Right.
either as in a private like company on a private ship or in the Navy's supply command. So that's what when I graduated from the Merchant Marine Academy, I took a commission in the Navy, and you have the option to take it into the reserves. That's what most of the guys do.
Right,
Some
right.
go active duty straight, but a majority of them, I'd say 2/3, go into the reserves and take a commission there. So think of it as like a part-time thing. So I had my day job, and then I had my reserve duty as well when I was home. My day job was working on oil tankers as a deck officer, what I was trained to do
Right.
at the school. So we were taking oil all over the world.
Yeah.
So I've
Jesus.
I have a lot of sea
That's
days,
what I'm saying.
a lot of time.
You've lived the
Yeah.
life of someone who's been around for a long time.
Yeah, I've gone all the way Singapore, back around gone through
Jesus,
every canal.
Jesus. Wow.
So I guess back to your question. So around 2018, I kind of transitioned to a different part of the reserve community, which is a little bit more active. We call it the Select Reserve. And then 2021, I was working at BAE Systems on Canal Street in Nashua, which was where I was before.
Right.
So I left sailing.
Right.
I wasn't working on the ships anymore, but I'm still in the Navy currently, still am, as a reservist. But
They can grab you anytime they want.
yeah. So I was working in the office, and I come out and I check my phone because I can't have my phone in there because you can't take it in some of these rooms, these classified spaces and all
Right,
that.
yeah.
And I see like 14 missed calls, and I'm like, what? So I check it out, and it's the reserve center. And I was like, okay. So I give him a call. I was like, hey, what's going on? Oh, sir, thank you so much for calling us back. How are you? I'm like, I'm fine. What's going on? They're like, oh, you've been tagged for mobilization. I'm like,
Wait a minute.
who's pulling my leg?
Wait a minute.
They're like, yeah. Okay, you got 6 months to get ready. You're gonna leave on September, 12th or something like that.
Yeah.
And it's March. And I'm like, where? They're like, don't worry about it. You'll get in your email. I'm like,
Yeah, don't worry about it. Yeah.
yeah. So
With
I was like,
with 3 kids.
no, I only had one at the time.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I had my older boy.
Okay,
But my
thank
wife,
God,
we just
yeah.
found out my wife was pregnant.
Right. Right.
And so,
Jesus.
so I did the math, and I was supposed to leave for my deployment about 4 weeks before he was supposed to be born.
Right.
So,
That's just not
long
right.
story short, I was able to put a waiver in to delay my
okay.
deployment start date. So they gave me 4 weeks of delay. So I was able to leave on October 14th, I think, or 13th, and my second boy, William, was born on October 3rd. So he was born on October 3rd, and then I took off like about 10 days later. And
Well, and how long were you gone?
10 months. I think 10 months.
So 10 months without seeing.
Yeah, 10 months.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, 10 months.
And your heart must have been just broken.
Yeah, it was tough.
In a way, and your wife, and then you come home and the kid's grown. Not grown, but
no, but it was
like, well, who are
he
you?
had no idea who I was when I came home. So I flew into the Manchester airport, and she's holding the little guy,
Jesus.
and he's just looking at me like, who are you?
God, that's tough.
But Owen, my older boy, we were pretty good because thank God I had FaceTime, so I got to FaceTime him a lot because whenever I got Wi-Fi, I was able to FaceTime with him. And but then it took about probably a couple months. I think my wife's going to correct me on this one, but for him to finally, my older boy, to come around to me again because he was a little a little shy with me for a little while.
Yeah.
And they teach you when you're coming back from something like that to hey, give them a lot of grace, give them a lot of room, let them warm up to you. Because it was tough. It was tough with him because I thought he was going to be good with me, but he wasn't. Right.
Well, and it's good. What you want, the kids get into a schedule. Their life is a schedule,
of course. Yeah.
And all of a sudden you're
coming in.
Who are you? And you're ruining my schedule. It's me and my mama. As much as he loves you.
Yep.
All right. And now you got to share mama. Right. With a new baby and this guy. Who's this guy? Boy, that's tough. I mean, they should have. And I know it's impossible, but they should have rules that, family, nothing like that for a kid, Yeah. So you still could be deployed again. Yeah,
they have. That was an involuntary mobilization, as they call it. So it's like you don't have a choice. It's like, so with those types of things, they say that they will give you what's called dwell time.
Yeah.
So usually I have 4 years where they really can't touch you in the same type of manner where they're like, hey, you got to come. You don't have a choice. If something else, if we want to go into a war, then those cards are off the table and there's no dwell time anymore.
That's scary. That's just scary. Yeah.
So that could happen again.
And when you went to the Middle East, where'd you go?
I was stationed in Qatar at Al Udeid Air Base.
And was there an emergency going on at the time? Or there always is, but
we have. That's the largest air base we have in the Middle East.
Right,
it's massive.
Right,
it's huge.
So
we have a lot of different outposts in the Middle East, of course, but that's the largest air base. And then there's a few army bases that are nearby in Kuwait as well.
And were you on a ship at that point?
No. Surprisingly, I wasn't. So I'm usually out on sea, but this position what I was filling wasn't exactly what my billet usually is.
Right.
I was my title was commandant of a small little base within that air base. It was a small little camp on there. It was pretty cool. It was a special operations camp, and I was there just managing that whole little camp, kind of from a facilities standpoint. But it was nice. I got to travel around the region and do some stuff, and it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So overall, it wasn't fun being away from home, but but to serve the country, be out there and get to do that on a daily basis. So, I was a reservist starting out, so that wasn't something I was accustomed to every single day. But every year my mandatory training is I drill with my unit once a month on a weekend, and then I have at least a minimum of a couple of weeks where I have to go and do training with my unit. So my unit is actually stationed in Delaware, in Newcastle, Delaware. So I fly down to Delaware, and we are an expeditionary port unit. So what we do is we set up, we'll set up ports in austere locations, working alongside CBs and such. But our main mission when we do set up a port is to be it's called husbandry, with any vessels that come into port. So we are the support on the beach for any ships that are coming in. So whatever they need, so to set up, we'll help set up the piers, we'll help set up those types of things, but we'll also make sure that they have any of the fuel that they're coming in for, any of the food store, stuff like that. That's what we train for, at least.
And so, what are you doing at L3 Harris behind a desk?
that pays the bills.
Well, I would imagine with your experience and stuff, if you were out there on the docks and stuff, you'd be running the show. So, isn't the money tremendous?
Oh, in a civilian capacity, you mean?
I don't know. You've got the knowledge for a civilian or for...
Yeah.
So...
and I transitioned from working on those on the tankers and stuff for family reasons. For
I can
family,
imagine, yeah.
For certain things that
Right,
occur,
just to be with your family.
yeah,
Yes,
and so
I see.
and then so I don't know. I just kind of when I stopped sailing, I was with my civilian job was with ExxonMobil, and I was like, what am I going to do? Like, there's nothing exactly transferable from you working on an oil tanker,
Right.
Being the navigation officer,
You're the new
and
guy, yeah.
being the cargo, like running all the cargo and all the tanks,
Right,
to
yeah.
then working on something on shore. So there's some jobs, like there's some jobs out on the sea coast. Like there was one working for a natural gas company that, but I ended up reaching out to a family friend who worked at BAE,
Yeah.
and there's so many guys around here that work there.
Oh, yeah.
And
My brother-in-law worked there. I'll give him a shout-out, Harry Bosselman. Did you know
Harry.
Harry? No?
no,
He was at
sorry,
BAE,
Harry, if I know you.
and
but
he was
I-
on Canal Street, too.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah. Well, he
There's a lot of
bounced
folks
around
on
a lot.
Canal
but
Street, yeah.
A lot of people,
I
yeah.
started at Merrimack, in the Merrimack
Okay.
location across from
Right.
the Budweiser plant.
Sure. Yeah, wow.
But anyways, this guy that I know worked in the contracts function. Not super exciting. I had no idea what it was, but I was
wow.
like, you know what? I just want to get a job. And
Into
I've
something,
always had the mentality where, like, I don't need to love it, but I know I can try to be good at whatever it is that I
Right.
get into.
Right.
So I was like, oh, let's give this a shot. I've been doing that since. So I'm a contracts manager now with
At L3 Harris.
Yeah.
Well, I see. That's why when I'm a high energy guy, and when I walk by certain guys, and you know what I'm talking about, it even at L3 anywhere,
Yeah.
you can tell a high energy guy just by looking at him for 2 minutes. And when I looked in and I looked to see T out and I said hi to you or whatever, I went, whoop, freaking high energy right here. Am I right? Yeah, you're high energy. You have to be with 3 kids. You're not low energy, that's for sure.
No, not low energy.
And to be a baseball catcher that many years, there's no low energy baseball catcher. Maybe there are out there, but no, you better be on the move.
Yeah.
But I mean, a guy like yourself, I look at your guy and you're young. You in a place like that, people move up quick. All right, and L3 or any company.
Yeah.
And being at 33 years old, a lot on the ball. You know how it is. How it's political and here and there. And keep your nose clean. Do a good job. Boom. Well, we need somebody that's a supervisor or manager of this whole department now. Boom.
Yeah.
Boom. All of a sudden, people are running the place by the time they're 45 years old, or even, you know what I'm saying? And I look at a guy like yourself, and I can see that because you're going to drive. You're a drive. You're not a slacker. You know you're not a slacker, and it's nice to see. I look at 33 years old, and as I was telling you, I got a grandson who's 30. So I mean, I'm old enough to be almost your grandfather, is what it is. But it's fun to see because as I watch, not just where I work, or I see kids young, just plodding along.
I know.
And
Yeah.
no energy. And when I say young, they could be in their 20s, 30s. Some people in their 40s think they're old. Oh, I'm old. Get out of here, 40 years old. You're a kid. Because the life expectancy will probably be 95 by the time you get up there. So you better get your act together. And so I see a lot of different people at work or wherever, and I'm like, come on. Then I see guys like yourself, and I go, there's the energy right there. So how old's your oldest? 5, you say?
He's 5. Yeah.
He's 5.
Yeah.
Playing ball yet?
Yeah. Yes.
Ah,
Yeah.
of course.
He had practice on Wednesday, and
Yeah.
we were all in like jackets and hats and stuff.
First practice? Or is he-
No, last practice. So this was a fall ball season,
Right, yeah.
and most of the kids are playing soccer at this time
Okay,
of the
yeah,
year.
yeah,
and,
yeah,
but
yeah.
but he's not playing soccer. He's playing baseball, and so this is his first season playing coach pitch. Last year,
Is
the last
T-ball?
couple seasons, he was playing t-ball, and
T-ball,
now he's
yeah.
doing coach pitch.
Oh, cool.
And he loves it. Oh yeah,
It's in the
yeah.
blood. Oh,
You know,
it's in the blood.
He loves
yeah.
it. He doesn't like to practice.
Of course, no.
With me, but when he gets to his practices,
With his friends.
he likes it.
With
Yeah,
his friends,
yeah.
And what position? Does he have a
No
position?
positions.
Anything that they're going to check it out.
He just out in the field.
That's
And
how it should be. You
yeah,
gotta- you
yeah,
gotta
yeah.
give him a-
It's all about him just wanting to have fun. I don't care if
it's-
he's not even paying attention, but if he comes back and says he's having fun, that's all that matters.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll figure out the technique and all that later on.
And you know what? And I tell people it because you have 3.
Yeah,
Not all of them going to be the same, and one's going to like music, one's going to like art, maybe. You never know. And
Yeah.
let them do what they want to do. I mean, you see some parents, no, you're going to play. No, let them do, because they'll excel. And they're going to hate the game. So if they love the game, let them play. If they don't, what do you want to do? But get them into something.
Right.
That's my thing. Always
there's
get
so
them.
many options out there.
Oh,
Me and my buddies talk
right.
all the time. Like somebody at the gym the other day was saying he has got a kid the same age as Owen, my 5-year-old, and he's like, "What do you think about karate?" She's like I think maybe I want to put his boy's name's Will, and
Yeah.
Will in karate.
Yeah.
It's like, gosh, I think that's great. I've never done it,
If
but
he likes it, if he
but
loves it. Yeah.
why not give him a try? There's
How
so
old
many
is
things.
How old is he? 5?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. See, at my school, I'd stop at about 6 because I tried some people go in at 3, and they go in and they just started walking. and somebody's going to get hurt. I like to let them decide, and by the time they're 6 or 7,
Yeah.
I'll look at them, and if they're a little mature, get them going. But if they can't handle a half hour or an hour or something, because normally I used to put them in a class, and that's tough. All ages, and a young kid with older people who it doesn't really work that well. And then the other classes are a lot of times it can be like babysitting. I mean, they're just having fun. They're bouncing up. But that's, certain schools do, they
young,
push
huh?
it. They go young, but it's all just young kids.
Okay.
So if that's what they want, you let them do it, So you got the 5-year-old, and then what's your next in line? What's
His name's William.
yeah,
Yep.
and
And then the baby is Mara, Mara, Mara.
so any sports so all 3 of them you're just gonna watch to see what they like to do.
I
Usually
guess
the
so.
girls like gymnastics, so they like dancing.
Yeah.
Not to put them in a category, but
Oh, she'll probably do that.
Yeah,
At some
yeah.
point. I mean, I don't know.
it's just
So young.
whatever they
Yeah,
do.
yeah.
It's
We're
just
still
fun.
trying to figure it out.
Well, I watch and I do help me and my wife help my daughter with the kids here and there, and all they do is with 2 right now. Wait till the third one's. He's only a year and a half.
Yeah.
Well, he gets going. He's the maniac, I can tell, of the family. But always into sports, all 3 of them, or the 2 of them right now. My daughter's constantly driving. If it's not,
I really don't want to do it.
It's not baseball. It's
Yeah.
it's cheerleading. It's not cheerleading. It's whatever. So there's constantly something, and she works, and he works. The husband works. My son-in-law, and I'm like, will you come over for tonight? I can't. Gymnastics. I can't. Football. I can't. Basketball. And I love every minute of it because I'm a sports nut, and to watch my grandson and my granddaughter do sports and excel, it's just fun.
Yeah.
And
I loved it when my grandparents would come to my sports
Oh my
games.
God, yeah.
Oh, my grandpa, he was so loud. He was like,
wow.
"Let's go, Nick."
That's-
And everybody knew him, and he didn't care. He'd criticize the umpires.
My granddaughter's 12. I love her so much. She's just and she's she's 12 going on 19. This little one, and I go to her games, but you can tell. You got to make sure you keep it down as a grandparent.
Yeah.
You got to keep it down, and you got to just watch what you say. Stay back a little,
bet.
because they're going through their stages.
Yeah.
And 12 to 13, boy, I wouldn't want to go through that again. And not in these days, because when I was young, and I don't know about you, there was none of this phone stuff. So
Well, not when I was young,
right,
but
that's how you
it didn't
grow
come
up.
around until like high school,
Right.
For me.
Yeah. See, I didn't have any of that till I was
yeah.
in the 40s
Right,
and
yeah,
50s. But now it's the peer pressure.
Uh-huh.
You got friends and everybody's on there. Oh, you know what she said? I wouldn't want to live like that.
Yeah.
I mean, give me a break. You go home, you're at home. You don't even know what's going on. You have the phone that's on the wall. Oh, you know what's going on? Yeah, bye. And this, Jesus.
So many times I wish it was like that. But as parents, young parents too, it's tough. Trying to figure out what's right, what's wrong. We're gonna come in at some point to a time when our kids are gonna be around other kids who have their phones. I mean, it's already the point where there's some of these kids bringing iPads and tablets and stuff to daycare and stuff.
Oh, no.
And we're gonna be pushing it off pretty far, probably further than most parents and stuff. But
Yeah,
we'll have to figure it out.
AI it's scaring me. It's you don't know what's true or what's not true. And these kids are going to believe everything they see. I mean, because it looks true. That's
or they won't believe anything.
Or they won't believe anything. I mean, yeah, this society is going to change and relax. It already is, but and I feel bad for the younger generation. But then again, they've got everything they want. I mean, right now, think about it. You got everything, anything you want.
Yeah, but some don't have adversity.
Yeah,
And so what you need you need a little bit. Everybody needs a little bit of that.
Yeah. I don't. Being a grandparent, I just want to see them just relax and have fun, And you guys are the ones that have to bring them up and go through all the. And I imagine being a teacher today. See, I don't.
Yeah.
In my thing, and I can see that you can bring my granddaughter, she can bring phones to school. We just can't use them. Blah blah blah. You shouldn't be able to bring a phone to school. I mean, I don't see what good it is at all, unless they're going to teach you something. But leave those phones at home. There will be no phones at school, and no, they got their phones.
I'm seeing initiatives though of that happening.
It
At
should.
least to the degree of, hey, you come into this school, everybody has to put their phone in this room.
And right,
You know, you can't even bring it in after you
should
walk
be.
through the door or
Right.
something, something like that.
yeah, because Jesus, I love it.
Oh, I taught
Yeah.
one time.
Yeah,
And I was like, never again.
What grade?
Never again.
What grade?
It was just like freshman year of high school.
Jesus, good luck to you.
Yeah, and I was like, and these kids are all just sitting there with their phones and their
sure.
earbuds in, not paying attention.
Yeah, yeah.
Didn't take me seriously, and I don't blame them.
course.
I look like a high schooler sometimes myself. I look so young.
Yeah, who's this kid?
You know,
teacher.
yeah, I look like I'm in high school. So
Oh, that's so funny.
I was like, yeah, this
Good.
isn't for me.
No, God, no. Oh my God, because I remember even as in the 8th grade, 7th grade, we'd have a subset, and I went to a Catholic school.
Yeah, sir.
All right, you know what I mean. And I had, but see, you didn't have all nuns.
In my elementary school,
You had all
Catholic
nuns?
school, we had a lot of nuns.
See, I only had nuns.
But it was a mix of
You want to talk about
sisters, technically.
Yes, Sister Marie, and want to talk about corporal punishment? Want to talk about getting your head banged against the wall? You just. Yeah, you didn't need any. You didn't need any armed guards at the door. You couldn't get by these women, and
amazing.
But they made sure you paid attention. They would not stand for these phones, and that would never have happened. And I don't even know now. Now that I know there's still Catholic schools, but I don't think there's any nuns at all, except for maybe the Mother Superior or something. And it's all lay teachers.
You mean in the schools?
In the schools,
You
yeah.
don't see them very
Yeah,
often.
no.
There's still schools that have the sisters.
Yeah. But I mean, it's and then I went to high school from 8 years of nuns, and high school was like a zoo. I go, what? This is crazy, because it was Lowell High. There were no nuns at Lowell High. I didn't go to Catholic high school, and I went, what is
It's a
this?
culture shock.
What a cultural shock!
Yeah.
Jesus, yeah. But yeah, you learn both ways, I'll tell you. But well, so that's cool. So your middle one, your boy, how old is he's
3.
3? So into anything yet?
Not
yet.
sports wise.
Not sports-wise.
But he's you can tell he's
playing with his
He's a
older
little
brother.
bit more active than my older boy.
Okay,
And
so he
and-
will be.
Oh yeah, he's gonna be.
Yeah.
He's gonna be athletic.
Yeah. Because you put a bat in his hand, you watch to see how he's
Yeah,
swinging.
yeah. And one of the things I do when Owen is in his games, playing his games, is I always bring Will his little foam bat and just put it in his hand, and he walks around with it. Exactly.
It's in the back of his head.
Yeah.
And so by the time it's time to play, it's like, I've done this before.
Right.
This
Yeah,
is, yeah. I know what the bat does. You don't beat each other with it. I like looking at some things on Facebook, and the kids first time they ever played ball, t-ball, whatever, and they hit it, and they go to the pitcher. Say they're not playing t-ball, the pitcher throws it, they hit it, and they go over and tackle the pitcher.
Yeah.
Or they
Run the wrong way.
Run the wrong way.
And Owen's done that. Yeah,
It's so much fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what's great about when my son played football. He played a lot of football. I think he was 6. He started at Pop Warner, and they were right through high school. I don't think I missed a game with one of those big cameras from Sears, because there was. Oh yeah,
You had that?
I took. Yeah, I had to, because I wanted to take films of him playing whatever he played. All the games I filmed, every game he ever played, and we'd go and watch him, and that'd get him all excited.
Nice. Yeah.
Because here I am. Oh, and then if he made a nice play, we'd do it in slow motion.
Yeah.
But I sat in the freezing cold with this big box, because they were they were like biggest things in the world. They were heavy, and I'm freezing. It's in the middle of the winter. They're playing ball. This thing would freeze up on me sometimes. It was so the film was cool, but we'd go home but now you got the phones. So you say, oh, here he goes up at bat. Now you just go like that.
Yep.
Oh, hey, this.
Yep.
If he doesn't do anything.
Yes, but they're smaller. You notice like they're all like short clips. Like
Yeah.
on your iPhone now, when you had the actual
Right.
camcorder, you just let it run.
The whole game.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if I don't have 1,000, not 8mm, the big cartridge ones, I forget, VCR, VHR, thousands of them. They're in my cellar. They're in my attic. They're beat up.
Yeah.
They dry up.
They're
useless.
The humidity hits it. All this stuff. Oh, yeah.
And they will actually mold.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you put them in any unit, right? You put them in a machine. It'll kill the machine. It'll kill the heads in it. So it's like, wow, I screwed up. Some of them I might be able to salvage, but
I have a whole box. I think about it every like 3 months. I'm like, I gotta get these things sent out and put on into a
always.
digital media.
You can do it too. I mean, it's not really that expensive, and you have it forever.
Yeah.
But boy, that's pretty cool. So, you're L3 Harris, all right? Does L3 Harris have a baseball team or softball
No,
team?
so that was one of the things that I was disappointed about. At least that division.
That one, no?
So I did get in with a men's softball league with a couple of the guys there.
Okay.
But it was run by the city. It was a private organization up in Manchester that was doing it, but it was slow pitch. And when I started at BAE, much bigger company in the area,
Right.
they had a basketball league, two basketball leagues. They had an A and a B. Then they had a softball league, and all these leagues were super competitive. Like so I started at BAE. I wasn't there 2 days, and I got somebody coming up. Hey, did you play any sports? Yeah, basically. You play baseball? Okay. He could come with me. So he brings me over to his team captain. He's like, hey, I think we got a guy for the team. I'm like, am I playing? He's like, yeah, you're on the team. You're with us. And then I got another guy a couple days later. Hey, can you be on? Sorry, I'm already been picked up. But that was a fast pitch softball league.
Right.
Way better, way more competitive. And then the basketball league was also a ton of fun. And I was in the B league. Like these guys were good. Like some of these players. I mean, a lot of ex-college players.
Basketball
Players. Yeah.
So you played basketball too? Did you?
I didn't. I only played CYO when I was young.
Right.
I played CYO, and I wish I would have played longer. One of the things I wish I would have done, played basketball a little longer in high school if possible. I played junior high basketball, but then that's where I stopped. And I feel like thinking back that it was just that maybe I thought I wasn't really good enough to play high school.
No.
So I ended up running on cross country in the fall.
Right.
And then I did baseball in the spring.
Okay.
I also dabbled in the indoor track team as well.
Yeah.
But I was always going to the basketball games. I love the sport.
Oh yeah.
It's my number 2 favorite, but after baseball for sure.
Yeah.
I love playing.
You got a basketball set up in your
Not yet. We have a little standing one
for the kid,
but eventually I'll get one up on the garage or something.
Because they have men's league down the road, and you're playing with the kids. I might as well get in the league. And,
Yeah.
Although there's no time.
It's tough. You got to find time though.
I know.
Yeah. And most of so when I go to the gym, I go in the morning. The only time I can go at all is in the morning before everybody wakes up. So
6 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock.
5. So I
o'clock
got it's getting worse every day. It's like a little bit later, but my alarm goes off at 5. So if I can get into the YMCA by 5:30, I'm happy. And if I can get back to the house by like 6:30, 6:40, like an hour.
Yeah. And then
that's it.
You go home. I've done that my whole life, and you go home, and now you're hungry.
Yeah,
I gotta eat.
Oh yeah,
I'm gonna eat good too, because I would always go work out, and then go home, and that meal would be I'd just be dying for it because I'm working out on an empty stomach.
It's awesome. Yeah, I love that feeling because I feel like I deserve that
and you
protein
do.
shake.
Oh yeah,
those eggs.
That's right.
Oh yeah,
that's right. Yeah,
yeah.
And you're not gonna gain weight. Not if you really won't.
No, you have to eat. Yeah,
you gotta eat.
Absolutely.
You gotta eat.
Yeah.
And years ago was don't eat too many eggs. Eat as many eggs as you want now.
That's how
they change things. They have.
Isn't
changed.
that funny? Yeah.
Just like I was talking about the electrolytes in your water. People are drinking water with no salt in it. All right, that's fine. I mean, you do, but you need some salt or electrolytes, and they sell the drinks, so it works for your body.
That's how your cells work.
That's how your cells work.
Your cells will die without salt.
Back in the day, drink 2 gallons of water. Now you kill yourself if you do that. You can get drunk on water, and your brain will explode, or whatever they call it. And so you got to do your homework, especially if you want to excel in sports. And years ago, I don't even remember. I remember drinking Coca-Cola. That's all we drank. They didn't have bottled water, and you couldn't take the city water with the fluoride and all this. It stunk. So you drink Coca-Cola because you had plenty of that in the house.
Yeah.
Wow, how do we survive that? I don't know. Yeah, but and it's funny, like you say, things turn around over the years. Eggs weren't good for you.
No.
Now eggs are great for you.
Yeah. Cholesterol isn't as deadly
Actually,
as they
it's
said it was.
good cholesterol. I mean, like I say, you don't know who to believe anymore, but
Right.
they're turning everything around.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's big corps trying to sell you. That's what a lot of time is, whether it's good or not bad.
There's a lot of press coming out though, like as we see, especially with the politics and elections,
That's
about our food system and all that.
right.
You know,
That's right, yeah.
So my wife and I were talking this morning. We're hoping that there's some changes that will, there were some protests at some factories and stuff recently. That who knows what's going to change, but you compare our food with food from other countries, it's
Not even
different.
close,
Yep.
Like Italy.
So I'm hoping that we
have
trend in
to.
that direction.
Well, people, especially with all the information on this phone, people are starting to realize, don't give this to your kid.
Well, it's a snowball. Like you got video games, the phone.
Yeah.
Now they're not going outside. Plus eating worse food. You add all that together.
Yeah. But I mean, what you can learn. You can Google almost anything.
Yeah.
And if you want to know nutrition, and you want to, especially for your kids or yourself, Google it. Is this good for me? Is this, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And do your research. Not that everything you read is true, but you can see what's true and what's not if you do your research. Are you on any special diet? You're not you a meat eater or?
No special diet, but we try to eat a lot of protein during the day. It's hard to get to your body weight in terms of grams of protein,
right.
but we try to do that. We try to just eat clean if we can.
Fruits and
for the most
vegetables.
part.
Fruits and
we
vegetables,
we limit like the breads.
Right, yeah.
But yeah, a lot of that. And we try to give the kids their vitamins in the morning, like their zinc, their D, vitamin D, stuff like that.
Right.
And stay healthy. There's some like athletic green like powder that I think you probably see me drink it at work, where it's like you're like, what are you drinking? And it's like just water with some vegetable powder.
Yep.
Drink that daily. And you feel energetic.
Well, your
body knows.
Your body knows.
Yeah.
I've been taking vitamin, and believe me, this is God honest truth. One a day, multiple vitamins has been around for 80 years.
There's a lot of press about that right now.
No, I know, but
good press about you take it once a day, type of like extend your health life.
I was given it at 2 years old, which is you really didn't want to do that.
2?
2 years old, little red multiple vitamin, right? Because my mother and father always took it. So as I was 2 years old, all the way to my age today, never not taken a vitamin.
Wow.
All right, and I've done my research over the years.
Yeah.
And I try to take good vitamins now, natural vitamins, and I even dissolve them in my juices that have vitamins, and it gives me energy. And I look at people with no energy. I go, well, do you do this? No, I've never taken a vitamin. Well, you look it.
Yeah.
Don't tell me you don't take a vitamin. You can't even move. So you have to have them in you, and you're not going to get it through your diet. No. All right? You can try. You can try. So there's ways to get, let's be vitamin B12. If I'm not taking a vitamin B12, all of a sudden I feel a lag.
Yeah.
My wife will go,
that's powerful
big
stuff.
Big time.
Yeah. So my wife, she buys recently, been trying different things, but now like gummy bear, for the kids. Yeah. They're gummy vitamins.
Right.
They eat those.
I know, yeah.
And they like them a lot. They're great. So in breakfast,
it's candy. It's like
we
candy.
give them gummies with their eggs or with their cereal, whatever it is, and they eat those.
Yeah.
It's great.
I've bought just recently, because I've never did them, and they didn't have anything that I wanted. And I said, I'm going to try these gummies. Boy, it's a candy.
Yeah.
I mean, if the kid's got a hold of them, it's like, I'll eat the whole bottle. I don't care right now. I'm chewing this thing going, wow, where was this when I was a kid,
Yeah.
You ever have a vitamin stuck on you in your mouth and it's dissolving when you were a kid? I mean, it was like, one of days.
But I have had a vitamin where I didn't have anything in my system.
Yeah.
And it made me nauseous.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You
yeah.
You don't just take it. Yeah. Especially if you're taking vitamin that's not going to be, it's not water soluble. All right. You got to take it with food. People understand. I'll take a vitamin whenever I want. Well, like the D or the A or whatever it is that is food soluble or whatever they want to call it. It's not going to work. So you got to know when you take your vitamins too. You got to you can't just be willy nilly. You know. But that's it's and you're working out. What are you working out every day?
I try, but it's
I know.
If I could get there 3 days, I'm okay. I'm satisfied in the week, in the mornings.
Break it up.
But I'd like to do, if I can, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday would be great. In the mornings, 5 to 6 or 5:30 to 6:30.
Right, yeah.
I feel good. If at least 4 days. If
energy.
I can get,
energy,
But Yeah, standard upper body, lower body, back by, chest try type of workouts,
Yep.
and
Yep.
I could get better with my cardio, but at least start with cardio, then move to the weights.
Right.
And I was talking to somebody yesterday about some of these guys at the Y. I said, how long you been going here? Because he looked like he was in his 50s. He's like, I've been going here for 20 years.
Yeah.
He's in the same build as me, but he can bench 100 pounds more than me. And I'm just like, what's going on here? But he just, every day, just repetition. Every day he comes in and he just gets at it. And nothing crazy.
No.
But this guy's putting 2 plates plus more plates on the bench on each side. Yeah. And I'm just like, I want to get to that. The whole old man strength term. That's what he's got. But because he goes there.
My thing.
So much.
And like I say, I'll watch kids at I go to Planet Fitness right down the street from my house. It's so inconvenient. They got everything.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at some young kids, really heavy. I'm happy that they're there.
Yeah.
And I'm saying, and I'll talk to a lot of them. Tell them.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
I'll talk to anybody. I love talking, and because I've been drinking my whole life.
Yeah.
And so a lot of people know me anyway, but it's a habit. It's the habit that you get into every day, all right, or every other day, and it's like eating. You're breathing.
Mm-hmm.
You don't do it. How bad do you feel? And then it's up here.
Right.
You feel guilty. You
Yep.
You mustn't remember or even know who Jack LaLanne is. You've heard of Jack LaLanne.
Yeah, heard of him.
The guy was in his 90s, and what are you going to do for your birthday? And I always tell this on the show because he's one of my favorites. And he says, well, I want to swim the English Channel with 90 boats behind me. And they go, are you gonna? No, she won't let me. He's going to his wife. She goes, he's not doing it. But he used to do that. When he was 80 or was 85, whatever his age was, he'd have boats, rowboats, and he'd swim. Yeah, look it up. He's a nut. So if he could do that at that age, you could be 60, 50, 70. You're still young. Mm-hmm. You're 90. But yeah. So, but do you bring your wife, or does she try to work out? My wife.
No, she tries to work. Yeah.
Good.
I mean, she's with the kids. She's
Right.
up and down with when she can.
Right.
In her recovery process from having with the kids and all that.
That's tough.
So she's just getting back into it now,
Yeah.
and she's really excited
And
about
you got
it.
the YMCA, the YWCA, or
Yeah, YMCA.
YMCA.
I like it. It's not the cheapest option around.
They charge you for that?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
The YMCA was free.
No.
Where have I been? Was it
Yeah,
ever free?
I don't think so.
I used to go to Y and never paid a dime when I was a kid.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's different pricing for different folks.
All right. YMCA, I thought was free. No.
Depends.
Okay.
So, but I just like the atmosphere. I like it. It's a lot of good people, a lot of locals. No one, not a lot of people trying to show off in there. Just really be healthy.
Right.
I enjoy it.
Yeah.
So I go there. Most of the time.
They have a pool?
They do have a pool. I don't usually go
No.
because it takes more time. And
More time for you to get
in and out and all that stuff.
I
So
understand. Yeah.
yeah, but I enjoy it.
They had an old YMCA in Lowell, and I used to go in there. Oh, it was so old.
Yeah, pretty.
Back in the day, it's not there anymore. The whole building's not there now.
Oh.
Well, now they got a brand new one.
Yeah.
When I say brand new, it's probably 30, 40 years old. But I'm talking when I was a kid. It was upstairs in this mill building or whatever, and we loved it. We loved it. We had more fun in that freaking day.
Yeah, in junior high, we would run across the street, go through these alleys, go across the street in Manchester, New Hampshire, Mill City, just like around here, and the Y. And we'd get in there and go to the basketball gym, which is now turned into the where the weights are.
Right.
But we'd just play around in there and wait for
fun.
our parents to get out of work and pick us up at the Y.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. It was free then. I don't think you had to pay.
Maybe when I was there, yeah.
When you
but
were
now,
a kid.
maybe now as an adult, I
Yeah,
don't
maybe
remember.
there must be something. I don't know. It's been 1,000 years since I've been at the Y.
Yeah.
I actually taught some Taekwondo classes many, many years ago at the Y. I had fun doing that. But
Yeah. So, what do you think about different martial arts for kids? What would they start with? Like, let's say I want to get Owen into that.
how old is he? You say
5?
5?
Yeah, like,
you
what
wanna,
type?
Well, I'm a Taekwondo guy, so
Yeah. So Taekwondo.
Well, for me, to see if now there's the grappling and there's the judo and stuff, but that's kids wrestling and you're fighting each other. So Taekwondo, you're using every part of your body in all martial arts. So I would never knock a martial art, but Taekwondo, especially if you're loose, and my body was high kicks and spin kicks and
Yeah.
You're moving around.
So would younger kids like that?
Oh, I think so.
Yeah.
But my thing is with younger kids, don't say, oh, an hour and a half class. They can't handle an hour and a half class. They're good for half hour in the beginning at 5 years old.
Yeah.
20 minutes. But that gives them a base. Here's your kicks. Here's your kicks. Go do them at home. Come twice a week if you can, once a week. And so they're not going to be bored.
It's the same thing when I was coaching T-ball in the spring. I was coaching. I mean, the practices were 45 minutes, and that was more than enough.
Yeah.
And so just quick little drills here,
Right.
move on to the next,
Keep
move on to
busy.
the
Yeah,
next,
that's
and
all.
then
Yeah.
get out of there. Yeah.
But certain, like say if you do Taekwondo school, check it out and see if they have children's classes. They should. I didn't at the time because I always had a regular job and owned the Taekwondo school. Man, I didn't have time in 2 classes every night. So all I did was work, go teach. And it was tough. And so I'd have everyone in one class. That's tough. That's tough because a lot of older people don't want to work with young kids because kids are going to bounce around. So I didn't have children's classes. They do now. The school's still there, by the way, but it's in Pelham. Taekwondo, United Taekwondo in Pelham.
Awesome.
It's a they've been.
Sorry, did you say you still have it? That was yours, or that's where you go?
Non-profit organization. I retired from it.
Okay.
From teaching because I got other things in my wife and whatever, my children. So I retired, but all my students and my fellow Taekwondoists, all grandmasters, they just took it over as a non-profit organization. So they're still there, and we've been in the area 50 years. 50 years. And that school's been there for 35 years. It's in Pelham, New Hampshire.
Really cool.
But any school that has children's classes is something you might want to check out. Yeah. And then check out the instructors, and if they're rough.
I'll come to you. I'll say, hey, what do you think of this guy?
If they're rough and tough, you don't want to be rough with kids. And I know they want respect, a lot of them, but in any sport, you see in baseball and football, this kid's 6 years old, and the coach thinks that it's the NFL.
Yeah.
Enough.
Or parents, yeah.
Or parents. Let the kids play, and if you're gonna embarrass them, they're not gonna have fun. And a lot of people don't think that way. No, you gotta be right. Yeah, let them have fun. All right. As you get older, you get a little stricter. But when they're there in the beginning, enjoy this game. You got friends. Now you're building friends. Camaraderie. I mean, that's what the sports is all about, is enjoying yourself and have friends, and friends for life. You see a kid that you played Babe Ruth with.
Oh, yeah.
If you haven't seen in 25 years, Freddie.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Remember when you hit that home run? And, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus. We're almost done here, Nick.
Wow.
Nick, no, let it.
I thought this went 3 hours. No? Just one?
No. I'm gonna book you for next. Next. I ain't gonna. No, wife ain't gonna go for that here. Well, I'm off again to the podcast show, honey. Yeah. Well, today's your day off.
Yes. Yeah.
That's what we try to plan that. Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah.
Well, it's like as I'm
Great
walking
schedule.
around L3 Harris. There's a lot of characters. You're one of them, but there's a lot of characters. I got the bear hunter. I got
Bear hunter.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I got and he's been on the show. There's a couple of people who's already been on the show that are into sports. It's just talking to regular people and having fun and the experience. And a guy like yourself, 33 years old, I mean, you've been around the world. And now you...
Yeah, well, physically. I've circumnavigated the globe on a ship. Yeah, I've been all over. Yeah.
How many people have done that in their whole life?
I haven't been to Antarctica yet or Australia. I got to get there.
Go there for vacation. Bring the kids to the Antarctica.
I'd like to go there. Yeah. But right now, it's October? Nah. It's playoff baseball season, so watching that.
No, you're gonna get no football in anyone's future.
I mean, I'm a big Patriots fan.
I'm talking about for your kids too.
We don't have enough time to talk about it. I was going to get your take on it. We're probably not going to be playing football. I love this sport.
They have flag football.
I know flag. Yeah, I'm going to look into that.
That's fun.
I'm definitely going to look.
Flag is fun.
Certainly open to that.
But because my little grandson's 7 years old, and he's played flag football, and
you like it?
Oh, he loved it. He loves anything. He's a nut, and I love him. And now he's into regular football, and it's tougher because the kids are bigger too.
Yeah.
And you know how you jump from league to league.
Yeah.
And then these kids are bigger. You're this big, and it's boom. And Now they got helmets. Some teams have the helmets. I swear they're
Really?
Oh my God! I'm like, what are they wearing? That's the new type of helmet.
It's
so
just
that they don't have.
Probably absorption, all that shock.
When we were kids, the helmet was like Reynolds wrap or
Yeah.
something. You put it on your head and you just got PT. There's no such thing as PSTD or whatever they call it.
PTSD.
PTSD.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know. It was good.
Like CTE. That's the one you got to watch out for.
Yeah, Jesus.
Concussion.
Yeah, concussions.
Yeah.
Well, Nick, thank you very much. I appreciate
Wow,
that.
that was fast.
Yeah, we'll do it again. Maybe I'll do it again another year or so.
Okay. Yeah.
We see how fast that goes by.
I put you off for 2 years, so book me in 2 more.
Imagine it's been 2 years. Hey, how about next month? Yeah. Okay. No. How about next month? That's what I get. Yeah. Well, I finally cornered you down. It's been fun, Nick.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you. And if anyone wants to, this show was live. I'm pretty sure it was live. Anybody wants to watch the show on YouTube, USTS, the Ultimate Sports Training Show, Bob Lemire. You can actually almost any podcast around carrying it. It's on Merrimack Valley Radio, also public radio, and drakettv.org. That's the famous studios we're at right now.
Nice.
Beautiful studios. You can catch them anytime you want. You'll just Google it up. Once again, Nick, thank you very much.
Can I put one more thing out there?
Go ahead.
I thought about it beforehand. With the Merchant Marine Academy where I went,
Yeah.
if anyone listening has any questions about that school, I'm a
Right.
big proponent of it, or any of the military academies.
Right.
Reach out to me.
Yeah.
And because it's a whole big process. When I was going through high school, didn't know much about it. I
Right.
kind of lucked into it as I described. But had I known more back then in high school, I would have probably applied to more of those
Excellent,
schools. So, yeah.
So how would they reach out to you?
I guess I could give you the contact information. You could put it in the notes or something. But
You
either
wanna-
email, or text would be good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Want to spell your last name?
Yeah,
Yeah.
NALETTE.
Nick.
Nalette. Yep, Nick
Nalette.
Nalette, and there's not many of me out there. So
Right. And
easy to find on any of those social media accounts.
All they got to do is watch this and just write it up, and they can contact you one
Yeah.
way or another.
Yeah.
It's easy to contact anybody these days. You Google him.
Right.
There he is.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, I'll find him. Here's your
Exactly.
email. Well, thank you again,
All right.
Nick. Hope you enjoyed the show. Till next
Thanks,
time,
Bob.
have fun and train hard.